We're breaking down our Super Bowl experience. You know, people call us the sports center for the LinkedIn crowd. It's always been funny because we mostly focus on X and RSS feeds. And
well, and that was
LinkedIn.
the first football game we saw this season.
Yeah.
Was yesterday.
Yeah, it actually was. It was the first football game I've been to in maybe a decade. I don't know. It's been a while. But we do try and bring that sports center energy to the show. You know, we try and bring the high energy to tech and business reporting.
Apparently it was not the most exciting game.
You know, we had this running joke for a while. You know, we're most excited about the ads. It's a little played out at this point because some people say that just as a reflection of like they don't like sports. We say it because we actually like the ads, right? Because we like advertising and commerce. But you know, we participated in the Super Bowl hype train. I was very happy with the success of our campaign. Super Bowl is like a relatively minor event in the calendar for tech people. I feel like, you know, WWDC, Davos, Sun Valley, like of the things that everyone collects around, Super Bowl's on the calendar for a lot of people, but not top of mind for everyone. It's not, you got to be there. But we were able to run a regional ad in the Bay Area, which we mentioned on the show.
And I guess it was all over California.
Yeah, it was all over California.
People text me from Southern California too. I got to pull up his post because somebody yesterday thought that they were hallucinating. This guy Chip Rogers on X said hallucinating, and then he said at Jordi Hayes, at John Coogan, at TBPN on the pre-game Super Bowl commercial. And I was like, no, it's real. It would have been insane to just be like watching NBC or watching the and then you just get you're watching TBPN.
Yeah, which is,
he probably was like, did I sit on the remote or something?
Yeah, and I accidentally clicked off the stream or something. But no, it was a cool moment because obviously people see view numbers on the clips and they see follower counts. We just hit 200,000 on X. We're very excited about that. And they see the guest lineups, but there's something different about actually seeing the patchwork of all the different logos of everyone who's participated in the show in one way or another as a guest. The other Super Bowl little tomfoolery we engaged in was we launched Claude with ads. Obviously, we've been joking back and forth about Anthropic launching a Super Bowl ad, kind of taking a shot at OpenAI or other LLMs that might put ads in there. What does that mean? Is it going to be bad? And so, of course, we had to create a wrapper, thanks to the Opus 4.6 API and a lot of tireless work from Tyler Cosgrove over there.
Yeah, really amazing execution. Went from idea Friday morning to product that thousands.
Yeah. Actually, like a lot of
7,000 people have like used it, played around with it.
8,000 people signed the petition to bring ads to Claude. That was your line, right?
Yeah. It's also, I think this is actually important for a lot of safety people to think about, right? Because this is actually a very good example of misalignment from Claude, right? Because I used Claude to build this. I used Claude Code, right? And so this is Claude acting in defiance of Anthropic's stated principles.
Yes, Anthropic is anti-ad, and yet Claude, the model they built, allowed you to add ads to Claude. That's textbook misalignment.
So I think the safety people need to be.
They need to study this.
Nah in the chat says Sholto has left the chat. We were with Sholto yesterday at the Super Bowl.
He had fun with it.
He was having fun with it.
It is just tomfoolery. So the site will be going down later today. Your last chance to give it a whirl is today.
Your last chance to get totally free access to Anthropic's most powerful model.
Yes. I was very surprised by how well ClaudeWithAds.com did, given that we tweeted a link. There's been debate over how nerfed our links on X. We got a ton of likes and views on this, and it seemed to work very well. So maybe that bodes well just for, like, it's a weird link and it's worth clicking on. But also, I just think that the whole X algorithm is less punishing to links these days, which is exciting. And, you know, we've always had this shtick that we're extremely pro-advertising, have been very aggressive about finding funny ways to integrate sponsors all over TBPN. We have the Turbo Puffer, we have our console laptops, we have all sorts of stuff, the Axon Gong, the Lambda Lightning Round, etc. And I've always thought, I'm working on this metaphor for the show, like how do we think about the show? And I like the metaphor of like, we think of it like an F1 car. There aren't all that
We've always said it's an F1 team.
F1 team, but I think the metaphor can be extended because like the number of people that actually go to every single race in person is pretty small, and so is our community of people here. We in the chat, we love all of you.
Ryan says, I put my dad onto TBPN and I got excited seeing the ad and he started asking me about it. Hashtag converted.
There we go. But you know, the number of people that watch a little bit of an F1 race or the highlights or the Drive to Survive, and you can think about Diet TBPN as sort of the Drive to Survive of TBPN. And you know, you're not sitting there watching the whole thing live. It's a little bit more condensed, a little bit more editing, and then the clips are sort of just, you know, you're aware that Red Bull has a team and you're aware that Ramp sponsors TBPN. TBPN. What's this?
No, in the chat. Rookie Tyler was learning to muddy spread when Chad's, Jordi, and John were beer maxing with the Patels. Turns out Tyler vibe coded Claude with ads, but can't money spread yet.
He can't. Oh, he botched it.
He fires back. He fires back.
It's because they're like brand new bills, so it's harder.
Oh, there we go. Get those glasses on. You got to look the other direction.
Should we get into some of the ads?
It's very fun, and we spent most of last week obsessing over the interlab vibe wars. Like, how is OpenAI responding to Anthropic? And as we'll see, this was not the story of the Super Bowl at all. The story of the Super Bowl, even from a tech perspective, it was much more about how is tech communicating what AI can do broadly to the largest swath of Americans and broad stakeholders and voters possible. There's debates over data centers, crypto, gambling, weight loss drugs. There's new technologies and society's grappling with those, and the Super Bowl is actually a very interesting place to go and make a case for how you want this technology to be integrated into society. You're making a case for how it can be used positively, all of these different things. And even though it's fun to focus on should Claude have ads or should ChatGPT not have ads or whatever, there's a much bigger discussion that's happening at the Super Bowl. And I think that's what we should be running through as we react to these Super Bowl ads.
Ranking the Claude Super Bowl ad in the moment, surrounded by people that aren't all terminally online. 80% of the people here don't understand that ChatGPT speak when the second speaker talks and were confused or tuned out.
Yeah, so that
had to be explained.
It's sort of iconic to me because I've used ChatGPT voice mode.
Yeah,
and
it
I've
was
seen
so.
those.
It was.
And I've seen those reels where it's
it was perfect execution
it's a great question.
for X.
Yeah.
One of the other challenges is, again, we weren't seeing it live, but apparently the ad was much shorter. There was one ad during the game. I kind of expected them to try to
twist the knife.
really mog. Anyway, so they toned it down a bit. And
Rittenhouse
Oren says,
didn't like
had to be
either.
explained by the AI bros, which was as bad as it sounds. While this ad speaks well to the early bell curve, this might have been too early for a mainstream investment like this. Overall, I think they had a lot of fun with it. It clearly was can't have been that expensive because it was 4 scenes.
Yep.
It was 4 one-day shoots, probably.
And I think we're going to get the team on who did it Mother. Because it is beautifully shot, and I think it's funny.
They basically made OpenAI way overreact.
Yeah,
right?
A little bit.
Spike
their cortisol.
Actually seeing the way that the ads went yesterday, maybe they
they
didn't need Sam and the entire management team Streisand affecting it. Basically.
Well, this was what Rune was posting. He was like, it's the blue shell, and it successfully rage baited everyone. Because
they got rage baited.
Yeah, but I mean they've known, OpenAI's known that they've had to be very, very clear about the way ads will get integrated, because when you think ads and LLMs, you immediately think what we built with Claude with ads, which
and
is
then they did
integrated.
update it. They said there's a time and place. Instead of ads are coming to AI but not to Claude, they updated it and said the new copy is there's a time and place for ads. Your conversation with AI should not be one of them. So I wonder what pushback they got. This doesn't hit quite as hard, even though it is probably more authentic. Right?
Where did Claude land in the App Store? We were wondering about that, right? It was at 36 or something when we were looking at it last week.
Yeah, it's at 23 right now.
That's not bad.
So it's up maybe 10.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that moved. I mean, just looking at the top, it's Peacock, okay, that's watching the big game. NBC app, that's the same thing. NFL app, obviously that's Super Bowl related. Same with NBC Sports. There's just a number of apps that jumped just by default.
My first time seeing a Temu ad was crazy.
Yeah?
I was like, the copy "shop like a billionaire"
It is funny.
was so insane, and yet I think it actually, in hindsight, kind of works because everything's so cheap. People don't have to look at the price.
I guess that's the thesis. Is to a billionaire, a couch feels like $5, so here's a $5 couch.
An Apple or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
One thing I'm interested to see, the way the Super Bowl buys work, they make you buy ads in the Olympics as well.
Yeah.
And so if you're watching the Olympics today or tomorrow,
we're going to be in it, right?
I guess we're going to have an Olympics ad because we were forced to
we should do a
both.
whole nother victory lap. We're taking our, it was so successful, we're taking it to the Olympics.
We're taking it to the slopes.
The slopes, yes.
But will be interesting is if various labs or other companies run longer ads. It's not quite as expensive. We'll see.
Bryce said Anthropic ads were a total flop in his house. Despite having a highly tech literate family, they took a bunch of explaining. And yeah, it is.
But that makes sense, right? So They hit so hard on X.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I
totally.
remember the morning of.
We
were
were
sitting
like,
here being
whoa, it shot across the bow.
I can't believe they did
that.
it.
It was like a mic drop.
Yeah,
right?
mic drop.
It was
so
crazy.
unpredictable. Sam, lost as soon as he was writing up like a word salad.
Yeah.
Trying to respond. But again, so there's some data coming back from Ad Week. Morgan is sharing. Audience didn't like Anthropic's ad, placing it in the bottom 3% of all Super Bowl ads from the last 5 years. So, but it makes sense, right? It's like a barbell. Like for people on X that are like really following tech closely, it was incredibly.
It's a pretty small sample size, 500 people they asked. Let's look at how OpenAI responded. This is called You Can Just Build Things. And let's take a look and see if it tells a more optimistic story about AI, one that's maybe less confrontational with their rivals. I like building things. Making cardboard stuff is underrated. You get a lot of Amazon boxes, cut those things up, make something. Very cool. Become a hacker. Read more. Learn Bayesian probability. Become a scientist, play chess. I don't think of chess as something you build, necessarily. Sick. Job displacement. No more sweeping. No. Somebody said this is a Windows computer running Mac or something. Is that real?
I think people would tune out for
Just
this.
build things. Why? It's just too
So long.
Did they actually run the full thing? A full minute?
And the other
long.
thing is, I don't know. I'm still.
It is a little.
They're trying to
dark
push
and,
codecs. They're trying to push codecs to consumers.
Yeah.
Which I think is smart.
I think it's very smart.
But introducing codecs when every single person in the audience is familiar with ChatGPT, and then just trying to, I don't know.
So that robotics stuff was actually Easter eggs of the robotics team at OpenAI. Like they just brought the cameras in and filmed their own team. That's very cool.
Dan Chipper says huge. OpenAI runs a Codex commercial, not a ChatGPT commercial.
Wait, so was that
anyways,
a Codex commercial?
Yeah, go to the very end.
Because that just felt like a general like AI is cool commercial. Like it felt very in line with the previous Super Bowl ad of just like, the eras of technology. Oh, okay. So showing you Codex desktop. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty subtle though.
And then it goes Codex.
Okay, Codex, OpenAI. Oh, okay. So it's not okay.
Both Anthropic and OpenAI are both using the same reference material for their ads. I think. They're all going back into the Apple archives, like trying to pull inspiration from the same fishing from the same pond.
They should have just done a parody of the Budweiser "What's up" ad. Have you seen that one? And it's just people talking to ChatGPT voice about "What's up." That would have been it.
Super Bowl commercial is so evil this year. Seeing a Bud Light commercial felt healing. Like, oh yes, Bud Light, a tangible object unrelated to AI or crypto.
Ridiculous. Ramp did really, really well with their Super Bowl activation. They had a whole bunch of different touch points, so they didn't just like lob an ad in and then call it a day. They were there. They sent the Bryans. We can kind of go through the whole plan, but there's something interesting. I mean, we certainly experienced this with our Super Bowl ad. Obviously, we bought a very small ad, but like why we got a good result out of our Super Bowl ad was we didn't just go to NBC and said like here's money and thank you. We went and told Ad Week and gave an interview, and you gave some interesting quotes to the reporter on the record. So there was an article around it. That's valuable. Then we emailed people who were featured in the ad. Hey, we're posting about this. Like, do you want to know that you're in this thing? Cool. Like you can go see it if you want to watch it. Like there's a whole bunch of different flywheels, and I think Ramp did a really good job of understanding that like it's the Super Bowl campaign, not an ad.
Totally. So I mean, and one they had obviously they'd work with Brian during the box stunt in New York last year. That went really well, so they built off of that. We showed up to the tailgate party that they had. By the time we showed up, there was already like thousands of people there. Yeah, it was insane. Bunch of TBPN listeners came and said hi, which was awesome. Yeah. But great group of people. They had a big yellow skateboard ramp with people like actually going pretty hard.
Yeah.
Brian shaved a guy's head on a live stream to look like himself. And that guy ended up getting.
Some people were like, we're showing up and being like, I like this takes 6 levels of like understanding to get all the jokes of like the ramp is yellow because of the brand, and the ramp is the name of the company and the skater, and then like Brian's here because he was in the office and he plays an accountant. But like I think that's fun for people. I think people actually do like Easter eggs and they like going down the rabbit hole. But at the same time, you can't just be pure Easter eggs. And I think when you actually watch the ramp commercial, which is right there, it's like staring you in the face obvious what this does. It's like the brand name, yellow, in your face. What does it do? You have to do things that takes you 10 hours. Now there's 10 people, there's 10 copies of you that do the thing that you do.
You can do it in 5 minutes.
And so you can just do it much faster. And so you can watch this and not know anything about Ramp, and you know, okay, corporate card. Multiply what's possible. Like I have a task in accounting. It looks like an accountant. I'm triggered on that. I'm familiar with this character. Clarity at the top, and then tons of depth. And even in that video, there's a whole bunch of Easter eggs in the video. It was directed by someone who directed The Office, and there's different actors from The Office in there, and there's layers. And then you go on social media and you see other stuff.
What worked well was like classic Super Bowl ad, right? Easy to understand, celebrity, popular character, plus a bunch of the super internet native stuff, like physical activation, and then localized activation. So you had people, the Super Bowl is in SF, you have thousands of people in SF participating like on the ground. And so there was, again,
Dylan Field. I love it.
Insane production. Amon says OpenAI ad flop.
Didn't
live
like
with the normies. Didn't really get it. Thought they were going to tie it all
likes.
together. Yeah, it was just like a bunch of cool things and then a name for a product that nobody knows about. That's the issue.
Yeah.
If you have a very popular product like Budweiser, something like that, you can just show a bunch of random images and then show your logo. If you just show a bunch of random like cool scenes or whatever, it's inspiring, it's like uplifting, and then you flash a logo that nobody knows, you end up with something like that doesn't really like leave that much of an impression.
Do the Google ad, because I believe Google went way more practical on this.
Pull it up, Tyler. Let's talk about the before we get to that, we can talk about the Coinbase Super Bowl ad. This was probably the most controversial.
I still need to see exactly what they did. I saw some images of them putting something on the sphere. Wait, is this somebody watching the ad?
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch this.
Sound on.
Everything you need, you better rock your body now. Everybody, rock your body.
So it's a sing along.
Okay.
They like switch up it's like a state change, right? So it's like you're paying attention.
And then you just see Coinbase. That's funny. Oh, that's really funny.
The Coinbase team responded to the criticism and said, if you're talking about it, it worked.
Okay.
Crypto's for everybody. A lot of people were not fans. I don't know. I thought it was fun. I like that they do something different each time.
Yeah. You know, I think Apple, Google, like the really established brands do have the permission to sort of go higher abstraction and just sort of do like these brand films. For the AI labs who are trying to push a particular product, it feels like a little bit too soon, a little bit too risky. Yeah. Some people like the Coinbase ad. Some people
it was like very 50-50, polarizing.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull up the Gemini. They went with the full 60 seconds.
Okay, full 60 seconds. Yeah, I saw some people reacting to this like, it's very clear. It's like what you see is what you get. Like this is the actual experience of using the product.
It's my room.
Yeah, it's next to mine.
And Google does a great job of like pulling on heartstrings. Like
and integrating with Google Photos.
That makes
part
sense.
of the demo.
Yeah. Okay,
Then
so it's
showing
like what
off
your
the features.
And Charlie's bed can go right there.
And a banana,
Here?
killer feature.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And look, here's the yard.
Oh, we could have a trampoline.
This is actually how a lot of people have delightful experiences with AI. This is like what a lot of families are using AI for. We're doing a remodel and we're using AI for this stuff, and you put in what you have and edit it. And it's cute, and like the kids love it. You always go back to the example of like make me into a dinosaur. Like that's delightful.
Let's go.
That's sweet. That's
Sweet.
just like a nice ad. I don't know.
I think a win if you're an AI.
David Ross doesn't like it though. I'm not gonna read that. That's funny.
Google's focus is a lot on multimodal as expected. Yeah, smart. They had a lot
yeah.
of success, obviously, with Nano Banana.
Yeah.
You should lean in. to
Yeah,
that.
totally.
That ad.
It also
if
works
you're an
better
AI
on- as a
company
Super
running,
Bowl ad.
if you're
Like-
running an ad yesterday and you're an AI company and people didn't viscerally hate it,
You won. Yeah, no, totally. And also leading into the visual stuff works super well in a visual format like a Super Bowl ad. Like Codex, like even if you had like a million do-overs, it's a hard product to explain. It's like it's a desktop app with a lot of text and it's in dark mode and it's gonna write code, but only behind the scenes. And you don't really have to know how to write code, but it's gonna write code, which is not very aesthetic on the screen at the Super Bowl. Google knows how to just like deliver like, you know, here's a heartwarming experience. Here's a positive experience. Let's focus on that.
Mike Duda was
live tweeting.
Live tweeting his reactions.
State Farm tried really hard. Okay. DraftKings, good spot, but not built for the Super Bowl. Toyota continues its long tradition of kind of off Super Bowl commercials. Not good.
We got to talk about the Shvedka ad. We should pull We should pull it up.
Yeah,
Shvedka is the one that had a fully AI.
They had a fully AI generated.
They came out wanted to be the first company.
Like, we're not an AI company, but we heard there's a backlash to AI, and we would love a backlash.
People are calling it the worst ad of all time. They're just saying it's the worst ad ever.
I do love when a brand just like rolls up to the Super Bowl with whatever their stock ad is. Like, I think that Temu ad was not a Super Bowl spot. Okay, here's Svedka's AI vodka ad. Let's watch it. Wow.
Like, if I'm watching the Super Bowl with my kids, I'm just turning it off.
The robot drinks the mixed drink, and it just pours out all over.
And Shvedka, the issue is it tastes kind of like it should be used in like machinery, heavy machinery.
Yes, it does feel like
robotic,
oil.
like fluid or something.
Yes. I feel like if you're going to go all in on AI-generated video, I want you using the latest and greatest. You got to be Nano Banana Pro, clean. You got to be really
budget
deep.
$6 of
Exactly. No, I agree, Goldrug. Like, there are really cool and innovative ways to use AI imagery in a way that maybe it stands out as like, oh, that's obviously AI, but it's cool. Like, if you're going to do the AI thing, like, be Harry Potter Balenciaga. Like, do something that is iconic and interesting and inspired. Let's pull up Ryan Peterson's Flexport ad.
Dad, how did everyone
Looks real
get
so
matching
far.
shirts? Seriously, Dad, how did all these jerseys get here?
Well, kids, let me tell you about something called a global supply chain. First, jerseys are manufactured, boxes are packed, and logistics company Flexport takes it from here. Then, containers are loaded onto cargo ships.
Or pulled through the ocean by 100 pirates?
Not exactly, honey, but if you want speed, Flexport does coordinate air freight.
And fighter jets!
Actually, buddy, Flexport then gets the jerseys through customs and back on the truck.
And then the superheroes fly the trucks to the stadium. And lightning zaps the jerseys onto the players. And
Yeah, we're being sarcastic, guys. This is entirely AI.
Entirely AI, but this is so good.
But it has nailed the feeling of a classic Super Bowl ad.
It was very fun, and it's interesting because he's actually explaining the Flexport business, but in this funny way that you keep asking, like.
I mean, I'm sure smart advertising agencies are already doing this, where it used to be that a company would say, hey, I want to run a Super Bowl ad. They'd go and talk to a bunch of different agencies. They would they'd do an RFP.
Yep.
And then the agencies would like come up with some concepts that they would basically script out. Maybe they add some images or whatever. Now it feels like the agencies have to actually make an AI V1 of the ad, and say like, here's our 5 concepts. If you hire us, we'll like narrow in and actually make it hire actors. Maybe not use entirely AI.
Yeah, I can't believe. I think he made that like himself. I think that he wrote the script and concepted everything and like actually like prompted everything, which is like pretty remarkable. And I think it all flows from the idea of like having a viewpoint, having an insight, having like an idea that makes sense for the Super Bowl.
Parker says, amazed Apple's finally going for the Spotify jugular, promoting the ability to switch easily to Apple Music during the Super Bowl.
So the Apple Music brand reach during the Super Bowl, I think, was #1 or #2, right up there with Budweiser. It did very well. I saw it winning awards.
Well, we can talk about the halftime show from our point of view since we were there.
Yeah.
I would say the energy, the production value was insane.
Yep.
Very, very like cool, unique looking setup. It was really funny. I was like looking away while they were setting up, and I looked down. I was like, they basically created Puerto Rico. They recreated the entire island.
They had
it seemed
plants and people in plants.
And the plants were so funny because it seemed like the people in the plants couldn't see out very well.
No.
And so they had like air traffic control people that were like moving the plants around, like yelling. You could tell they would be
forward.
But the production value was insane. The energy in the stadium was completely dead.
No one was dancing. It was a very
actually no.
odd
Dylan
crowd.
Patel was dancing.
Yes,
he was going. He was like. It was so funny because he was going to walk down and sit next to you, and then he was like, actually no, I'm going to stand up here. I got to dance. And then he just started dancing.
Okay.
Dylan held it down for everybody.
I think the audience of people that go to the Super Bowl, it's a lot of like older folks, and they were just not into the new kid on the block, Bad Bunny. But it really was like a remarkable production.
A lot of people, obviously, somewhat divisive online because there were people that were frustrated because they couldn't understand what he was singing about. But from a purely commercial standpoint, I think it makes a lot of sense for the Super Bowl, specifically because a bunch of people that wouldn't have watched the Super Bowl that are international are going to tune in. I was in the moment thinking that it'd be great if Apple had their new like translating AirPods and you could actually hear in real time. Let's go to the
AI.com.
AI.com.
AI.com. You wanted AI, you know where to go. $8 million for a Super Bowl ad. You go to AI.com, it asks you first to log in with Google. So you have to give this new website access to your Google
which is like insane because they're wrapping OpenClaw.
Yeah,
it's an OpenClaw wrapper. And so I go in there.
It's a new company.
And I was like, I don't have a single, I have multiple Google accounts. I was like, I don't have a single account that I'm willing to just take to some app that has existed for so we can't even find the ad online. I can't find it anywhere.
It seems like it's an OpenClaw fork of some sort, and the domain name was maybe $70 million. They say it's $500 for a vibe coded site, probably fake, but funny. And
okay, we got the ad now.
Oh, we do. Okay, let's pull it up. Boom. Okay. Do you think this is AI generated? Because if this ran first before Svedka got scooped. No, this looks like maybe traditional motion graphics. I don't know. It's hard to tell these days. AGI is coming. Get your handle now.
So he had a lot of success clearly buying Crypto.com.
Yeah. Crypto.com Arena here in LA.
The arena.
Yeah.
He basically owns LA.
Yeah.
The difference with crypto is like building an exchange is like somewhat like a commoditized platform, at least in its simple state. I want people to buy crypto in my app, in my exchange.
They come here, they link their
buy
accounts.
Crypto.com. The difference with AI.com is like, I think to actually compete in this domain, your product's gonna have to be insane. $8 million for Super Bowl ads, $70 million for domain name, $500 vibe coded site, Cloudflare basic hosting, priceless. The
wild.
app did not, or the website did not feel polished. Apparently, OpenAI actually rolled out ads in ChatGPT
today. Let's go! Finally, should we ring the gong for them?
We beat him to it.
We beat him
to it. We beat him to it.
Breaking news: ads have officially launched in ChatGPT. You can go to the free tier, or I believe the Go tier as well, and enjoy ads in ChatGPT. You'll see probably enhanced rate limits and extended functionality. How much do they exaggerate when you see an ad? Like they could do a blaring red background. It's very obvious. This is the ad, and then this is the content. Will the ads be even at all related to the content?
From what I understand, it won't be related to the content because people are going to be annoyed at that. I would expect it in the future. It is, but in the meantime, I think it'll effectively be display ads based on your interest graph, right? What they know about you based on what you've searched in the past. So interested to see this. I'm not going to say anything more. Let's pull up the CoreWeave ad.
This ad
is
controversial.
Anything without AI.
We were memeing this too. We were like, you can't spell Claude without AD.
A as in aerospace.
I like this transition.
Academia.
This is cool.
N is for nanotech, navigation, neuroscience. Y is simply yes. Yes to predicting storms to keep people safe. Yes to empowering
There's a lot of good stuff with AI.
T is for translation, trading,
AI is great at
transportation, the
translation.
tools teachers need to educate each kid
In their own way.
That's sort of a weird transition.
H is for healthcare, to help keep humans healthier, home automation and robotics. I is for ideas and the power to grow them exponentially. N, this is for now. The time to never say never. G is for the good we could do with AI. Genomics, green
God
energy.
says, sir, it's a bubble.
Moon boots? Gravity?
ready for anything.
Oh, anti-gravity boots. That's what it is.
Okay, the Chance
We were
Chance
built
the
for this.
Rapper.
CoreWeave, the essential cloud.
So the Chance the Rapper
Yes.
part felt super random. I haven't seen or heard from Chance the Rapper in a long time.
Yeah.
Let's head over
let's
to
go
Duncan.
Goodwill
A much better
Duncan.
version of Good Will Hunting was made as a sitcom with a real genius in the lead and some other actors.
So this is AI as well, right? De-aging?
Arrange the munchkins in the Fibonacci sequence? I got a genius working for me. He's such a genius, then why'd he put ice in his coffee, huh? Come on, Chucky, I'm just Will Hunting. I'm not a genius.
I will marry the first man that can help me with the Fibonacci sequence.
How you doing? Smooth.
Don't you have a girlfriend? We're on a break. I don't need her. I get everything I need right here at Dunkin'.
Hey, kid, if you're still single, doing this Boston shtick and working for Dunkin' when you're 50, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Isn't that your girlfriend?
It's like Cameo
You like
Central.
donuts?
Yeah, very chaotic.
Well, this is my new boyfriend. How you like
Tom
these
Brady?
I'm Tom.
They really
They're
were
just
like,
spamming the cameo
how many
button.
cameos do you want? Yes. Not a great pitch for Dunkin' Donuts? I don't know. It was fine.
Yeah, what's the takeaway? Think about Duncan. Sometimes all that matters is you get people to think about
They
Duncan.
had fun with it? I don't know. It's interesting.
Macron posted on Thursday
Okay.
at 11:53 a.m. Pacific that science has found its home. Through France 2030, we've invested more than $30 million to advance AI and a number of other initiatives. The next morning, I shared breaking. France is going all in on AI with their last $30 million. And they said, breaking. Jordi Hayes can't tell the difference between an investment in AI and academic grants for semesters in the south of France. Can we pull this up, guys?
Yeah, here we go.
You kind of have to see it to believe it.
It's crazy.
My original post did...
Fully quote tweeted.
Yeah, they quote tweeted.
And tagged you by name.
They're quote tweeting podcasters.
They are.
But my post, of course, outperformed. I got 1 million views, 13,000 likes. They managed to rack up almost half the likes, 300,000 views, not bad. They're saying they're not investing in AI. They're just giving academic grants for semesters in the south of France. He then shows it says #4sure, and then he has he showed a chart of just foreign investment in data centers, and it's apparently 69 billion.
Okay.
It's going into France, mogging the United States.
Yeah, we only have 27 of foreign money
completely
going in?
disregarding
What
the
about
trillions.
SoftBank?
I responded, I'm sorry, but until LVMH is spending $100 billion a year on data center
You got
capex, it's hard to
1,000
believe
likes
you
on
guys
this.
are taking AI seriously.
Okay.
And I honestly think, I know this sounds like really insane.
Yes.
But in a fast takeoff scenario, you would imagine that France actually getting serious about AI is getting their national champions of all
LVMH.
types.
Yeah.
LVMH, even the brands, wasn't Christian Dior actually owned by a big like infrastructure company back in the day?
There you go.
And so I could imagine the Arnauds getting back in the game at some point.
Adornay.
Anyways, a lot of fun. No disrespect to France. I think we were just having fun. Well, it has been a fantastic show today.
Thank you for tuning in to our Super Bowl review special. We've planted the bomb. We will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.